All right, so welcoming you back to day 8 of the lifetime meditation burn. And I'm looking at what I need to do next and what's happening for me and my feelings and my online courses. And what I see is this connection between the digital sphere and my commitment and my habits, my daily routine, my feelings. And the way I'm thinking about this, or the way I'm looking at this, is through the metaphor of tapestry. Just like you weave the pieces together, the pieces of string, you put them all together into a pattern to make something larger than the sum of the parts. And I'm really thinking about why it is that I'm making videos, why it is that I'm talking on the internet, why it is that I'm even trying at all. And I'm facing my life challenges. I'm facing my daily situation, the situation of being broke and having no money, of being homeless, living in my car, of not having a healthy diet and food habits. And coffee is a big part of that, because at various parts in my life, at various times in my life, I've been having coffee as part of my routine, and other times I've not had it as part of my routine. And when it's part of my routine, or at least what I should describe is the difference, because when it's part of my routine, I'm very much more mind-centric, and I'm very much more talkative, and I think more, and I'm more stimulated, and there's certain feelings that happen throughout the day. And those feelings include the crash. They include the mind fog, the glugginess. Yes, coffee brings a peak, and there's a stimulation, but there's also a down. There's a crash out, or a fluff, a sort of fogginess that comes. And that's quite deep, because it's like in the morning, if you delay the coffee, then I start to sense the craving, the absence of it, and that pain, that sort of like being held to ransom of, if you don't have it, then pain is coming. And at other times in my life when I haven't had coffee, to sort of contrast that, I've been much more peaceful, and I've been much more consistent with my feeling, much more clear throughout my day. I've had more moments where I'm able to be peaceful, to have experiences of no mind, to have experiences of meditativeness. And perhaps the trade-off is that when I don't drink coffee, there's no propelling, or less propelling. There's less of a... Yeah, but I don't actually buy that so much. I don't think there is less propelling. I think probably there is a... there's still a propulsion throughout the day. There's still feelings of motivation. They're just very different to the coffee kick, the coffee high. So, yeah, this thing of chemical habits, this thing of food and eating and chemical habits is very much a big part of this life experience. And I'm thinking about my online courses and what I need to create and what videos I need to create. I'm also thinking about what it's like to make this documentary series and have no one see it, and to have no one notice it, to have no one listening along. And yeah, there's also this thing of consistency. Like, what does it mean to commit to making these updates, to showing up every day, to saying, yes, I am going to make a video every day. Yes, I am going to stick with the lifetime meditation burn, and to really turn it into something. Because if I stick with it, then it does turn into something. Yeah, it builds a kind of momentum. It builds a kind of thing that eventuates, right? Sooner or later, it's got to happen. It's got to continue. But it just means persistence. It just means really going with it. And so many times in my life, I've gotten to this point and given up. I have given up and quit so many times. And I really do feel like giving up right now, to be honest. I really feel like I don't want to be talking on the internet. I don't want to have the embarrassment of no one hearing my message. You know, that validation of wanting to be heard is so powerful, so insidious, so tricky how it gets into me. And, you know, in a more practical sense, if I think about, you know, what I need to do to turn this around, I'm thinking about my online courses and thinking about what step-by-step processes I need to explain, what questionnaires I need to create, what videos I need to create, what systems I need to put in place, and how I'm going to execute my lesson plans. Yes, because I'm a teacher, I'm someone who's sharing my story, as well as, you know, I'm two things. It's like this attempt here has been a new attempt for me because it's like 2 in 1, where in the past I've been a teacher on one side, taking this thing of, you know, I'm giving wisdom, I'm giving insight, I'm sharing my knowledge, and then my story on the other, which is this separate thing of personal experiences and what's happened to me and who I am and where I'm coming from. And they've always been quite separate, yes? It's almost like, you know, one is my autobiography and one is my method book, which I have. I have my audiobook, which you can listen to. And here, now, this time, it's like both at once. It's like, here I am a teacher, but I'm also human, and I'm also flawed, and I also have my struggles. And it really goes against everything that everyone has told me to do. It really goes against every instinct of how to be successful, of how to be someone that people listen to. Because to be a teacher, you sort of have to put up this facade of, oh, you know something. Oh, you have a success. And to be successful, there has to be a kind of veneer of success, a facade, a kind of surface appearance of things. Which reminds me of another very important lesson that I wanted to talk about, which is this thing of seeing things deeply, of looking past the surface appearance of things. And this is a foundational thing because you can always see something more deeply. You can always look at something on a lower level, on a kind of more profound way. And there's also a scale to that which goes into the surface appearance of things. And that's a mechanism that affects the full spectrum of how you look, the full depth, yeah? Depth is always relative to where you're at. Depth is always a matter of how much further there is to go and where you're at. So, yeah, this thing of putting up the facade of success, it's like you have to pretend to be successful to be successful. You have to pretend to already have it. Fake it till you make it, as the old saying goes, which, of course, when people say fake it till you make it, well, never trust them because that person may have made it, but that person is fake, as the saying goes. So, yeah, I don't know if things are going to work out. In a sense, nothing did work out because I lost everything. I lost family, I lost friends, I lost any sort of relevance, any sort of audience. I lost, a confidence in my path, in my journey. I lost my higher awareness many times, although I do know it returns again. And yeah, I don't know if this will work out. I don't know where this is going. I don't know how I'm going to be able to get this on track to where it needs to go, how to get it to float. And really, that's where I need your help. That's where I need you to leave a comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the channel, or subscribe to the online course, or do something to help spread this message, to help get this out there. Because I really can't do it without you. I really can't sustain it. When you see independent media creators, speakers, and they say it doesn't work without you, well, they mean it, because I know what that means. I don't know if this will work without you. So anyway, that's day 8 of the Lifetime Meditation Burn. Join anytime, and I look forward to speaking with you soon. Stay safe, stay beautiful, keep it real, and I'll be back soon with more.